All right. Good evening and good night, and welcome to the It's Your Perspective Talk Show. It's Wednesday. Whoops. You're not going to hear the music anymore. This is the It's Your Perspective Talk Show. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Today is Wednesday, March 4th, 2015. My name is David, a.k.a. Kimba, a.k.a. Christian, alongside
Campbell Carter.
Yeah, there he is right there, man. This is the It's Your Perspective Talk Show. Coming to you from the website, streaming live from the VI.com. Streaming live from the VI.com. You got to go to that website in order to see this show. We do have a telephone number, 340-201-9006. You can also text us on that number as well. We are in the high-tech, low-tech studio. Look over here to our guest here. We do have a special guest in the studio tonight. There she is. Wave to the crowd. Sana Joseph Smith. She's our guest tonight. But we are in the high-tech, low-tech studio, coming to you from an undisclosed location in St. Croix, Virgin Islands. No radio, no TV, internet only. This is the high-tech, low-tech studio. To see all our recorded live shows, go to YouTube and Ustream.tv. Search for our channel, It's Your Perspective Talk Show. We have 2 Facebook pages. Shout outs to CHS Class 1982 here around the corner in Rock, St. John, worldwide. Just link us up. Let us know how you're doing. Big ups to all of those soldiers as well, you know. Well, Soup, Vanessa Rhythms, Our Great Records, Julie, Sharice King, all our past guests. Definitely want to give a shout out to all our past guests. We're on Twitter. VI Perspective is how you link us up on Twitter. Soup, you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, bless that mic, man.
Greetings and good night. Kinamawin Price last side the first lives. The greatest secret in life is that reality is nothing more than illusion. The physical world does not exist outside of our own belief system and the filter of our own mind. We are, in fact, subparticles of Jah experiencing creation itself. But as subparticles of Jah, we have swayed over these creations. Everything you have experienced in life, every event, occurrence, object, and person is nothing more than a figment of your own thoughts, beliefs, and words. The problem is, most of us are still asleep. The problem is, most of us are still asleep. When you understand this, your entire world shifts and you come to realize the true meaning of life is thus, like a lucid dream. We have total control.
Yes, Soup, that is the It's Your Perspective poem. Sonny, you hear that for the first time. What do you think, man?
I like it.
You like it? Powerful? Okay. Soup's been blessing us from the beginning, you know, since April of last year with that poem. But I want to give a shout out real quick to our guests from last night. Actually, we had no guests last night, so Soup and I did our segment. We have no guests, so we are the guests.
Yes, sir.
That segment was beautiful, you know. All local. What do you want to call it? Jargon, news, whatever you want to call it, man.
Yeah.
Steve Bullock was here last week. Alvin Burke Jr. was here last week, and I know I'm missing somebody. Big ups to them as well. But we do have a special guest in the studio tonight. There she is. Welcome here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're quite welcome. We had an opportunity to meet you just, I guess, about a month ago at the Hispanic Democratic Club of St. Croix function there.
Yes.
And you came over and you sat down with us for 2-3 minutes, and I said, man, you're a perfect person to come on our show, and here you are.
Here I am.
Thanks for coming out. And you were telling me that, which I didn't know, that you're owner, chief executive of Ihop here in St. Croix.
Bill payer, you could simplify it. I
Okay.
pay the bill.
Okay. And so IHOP opened after I came back. I came back in 2008, and I think it came in sometime thereafter. So
Yep, December 2009.
okay, so obviously you were living here before that, and so why IHOP? Why not like Olive Garden, something crazy like that? You know?
Well, I was 50-50 before I opened up IHOP. I would live half of the time in the DC area, Maryland, and then I live half the time home.
Oh, okay.
And that was a sweet life. I really enjoyed it. And then I decided to open up IHOP. It took me about 3 years to get to the point where it was open. But when I was little, we had Ponderosa. I don't know if you guys were here for that time frame. And so my dad would actually take myself and my sister to Ponderosa, and I remember that, feeling that nice outing.
Right.
And then when I went to college, after you finish partying and going out, you would go to IHOP. That was what you did.
24 hours.
Yeah, of course, of course. So
and they still do that. They still do that. They still do that. Go to any high up in the States, and that's what they're doing there.
Right. And since I'm the official phonologist, that's my official title I gave myself.
Phonologist.
Yes. I love to enjoy life and have a great time. And so I thought that it would be a really good fit for home, and it would allow me to come back home more often. I didn't realize that more often would mean
permanent.
Not leaving.
So let me ask you this: so why did you choose to do IHOP instead of something else like David alluded to earlier?
Because it encompassed both of the aspects that I was looking for. It encompassed the fact after you finish partying, hanging out, you got some place to go. So we're 24 hours on Friday and Saturday, for example.
Okay.
And every all years we're open 24 hours. And it also encompasses the idea that you can take your family out to eat and not, break your pocket.
Okay.
We have Kids Eat Free on Thursdays, so the parents can bring their children. And for each adult, you get a free kids meal.
Okay.
So we're really trying to focus in on that family environment where the family can get together, where the family can enjoy each other, not be watching TV, not be on Facebook.
Yep.
Not to knock the internet, because that's where we are now, but there's a time and a place for everything.
That's right.
Want to create a place where people can actually speak and connect and bond with each other, and again, like I said, not break their pockets.
Okay. So how has it been being an entrepreneur here doing this IHOP franchise so far for you? I know because I know you have took some blows, but you're still standing, and I like to see that. I love to see that.
I don't have much hair left, but I'm still standing. We're still standing.
Right.
I tell my team, just put on your Queen Mary crown and let's go.
Yes.
I don't consider them to be problems. I think words are important, so we have challenges to overcome.
Right.
And there have been many challenges. They still are a whole lot of challenges.
Okay.
But my thought process is that I really want to represent home, and especially the fact that I'm one of very few, women who own a franchise with IHOP, much less minority.
Right.
I just want to represent home to the best of our ability, and so it's really important that we succeed no matter what. Failure is not an option for us.
Okay. Did you have to come down and make sure you had certain specifications done to the building and all of this stuff? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
I actually had to interview to even give them my money.
Wow.
I had to interview. They had to accept me in order for me to be able to own the franchise. So I had to fly out to LA and go through that entire process.
Okay.
And then convince them that we should have one in St. Croix, especially since the one in St. Thomas, right after I got started my process, that one closed.
Oh, okay.
So, what is the ancient Crucian secret that you put in the pancakes here? You can tell us.
I can't tell you that.
You can't tell me.
You have to come over and over and try to figure it out.
Someone said, ask her that question. She can't say. Okay. So.
Yeah, and it's in a bush tea too, so be careful.
Okay.
Yes.
So I know, and the other thing too is that I see that IHOP. You have a lot of things happening on Friday evenings. I know I think one of the DJs was there. So you've always been kind of doing.
We do all kinds of stuff. Every Thursday is Kids Eat Free.
Okay.
Like I was explaining before, just trying to bring the children in there. We've had wine tastings. In fact, coming up, nice plug. At the end of March, we're having our first wine and dine experience where we're bringing affordable dining. It's going to be a 4-course meal separate from the normal IHOP menu, and we're going to pair it with a couple different wines educate the masses about wines and all that kind of fun stuff. So
one night?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, make sure you say that 2, 3, 4, 5 more times tonight.
Yes, it's by reservation only, and it definitely will be out there. But we're looking forward to doing that. We've had karaoke. We've had live jazz on Wednesdays.
So where does the band set up when you have live jazz there?
In the back.
Okay, because I'm picturing the back, and I'm just like, where would you put a band? I guess, but I guess you got it all figured out.
Yes, we have 3-piece band that they would come and they would set up all the way to the back.
Okay.
And we've had reggae, jazz, Latin, the whole bit. And so Yeah.
Okay.
So you can put a whole different flavor in this IHOP
Of
here.
course. I mean, it's survival of the fittest, and if
Yes.
you keep doing the same thing, then you're going to get the same results. So
Right.
you have to try different things in order to figure out what works, keep people interested, give somebody a reason to come in.
Okay.
And so we work really, really hard at that.
Okay.
What time you open in the morning on a regular?
7 a.m. from Monday through Thursday until 9:45 is our last seating. And then on Friday and Saturday, once we open 7 o'clock on Friday morning, we do not close again until 9:45 on Sunday night.
Okay.
Okay. So do you really have people coming in there at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, they got establishments right around the area that when they finish, they just head over. I've seen
yes.
it. I've sitting in the parking.
What's funny is when you see the church crowd before they go to church, and then you see the folks that not going to church
Okay.
mixed. That's always a fun crowd.
Right.
Let's all go to
Yeah. That's a fun crowd trying to explain to, sister such and such why the lady's sitting on the counter and we're trying to get her off the counter.
Oh, right, yes,
tell her to keep her
yes.
clothes on. Lots of fun. But I can't complain. Knock on wood, we haven't had any incidences. Folks come out, they eat, they have a good time.
Okay.
So the 24-hour, we do have security.
Okay.
But the 24-hour slot for us has been great.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing the 24-hour now? Since you opened, or just you started?
No, we started about maybe 3 months after we opened.
Okay.
Yeah, then we started 3 or 4 months after we opened.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So any plans? I know I'd asked you at the other event there about the solar panels and the fact that they're up there, and you did say that they're helping.
Yes.
Can you talk anything about that? I mean, just the
Sure.
whole process of getting them up and that kind of stuff.
That's part of the reason why I don't have any hair left. The solar panels, I started trying to get solar panels before we even opened. And it literally took me, 3 years to get to the point where we actually have the panels up and functioning for all sorts of challenges. Like I said, challenges to overcome. And so they're finally up, and it's been saving us about, 35% plus or minus. So that's been really awesome for us. We're looking to try to expand it, but that requires cash, and I'm hoping somebody's going to hit the lottery and think of me so that we can pay for them.
I saw one time, Sana, that you were doing some kind of extension on the building itself. I thought it was going to be a drive-through, but then I said, oh no, it's not.
No.
It was just an extension.
It's actually, one, we can't do a drive-through because I'm glad you mentioned that. We cook our food to order. So when you order your salmon, your T-bone, it has to be cooked.
Okay.
And so that's not conducive for a drive-through environment. But the added structure is what we actually put the panels on top of those.
Okay.
There is still a current debate about whether or not the roof can hold the panels. So despite the fact that the roof was just built, like I said, in December of 2009, there's some debate about whether or not they can hold the panels.
Oh, over time?
No, period.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa, that sounds serious.
Yeah, it is serious. But again, challenges to overcome. All
That's
right.
right.
That sounds serious, man.
And you're a woman of the Most High, right?
Of course, of course.
So
How do you think we made it to this point?
And that's just it. You understand? Move by faith, not by sight. You
All
know?
right.
Yes, sir.
We have church in here in the front.
So this foundation, Sana, could you explain to us what you do with the foundation?
Sure. Strategic Solutions Network is a financial literacy nonprofit that I started, maybe back in 2004, 2003. And I started it because actually when I was in college, you would get this refund check from financial aid.
Right.
And so everybody would come to me and ask to budget and spread their check over the whole year.
Right.
And so after a while, I had like this whole following, this clientele of folks that were coming to me for me to show them how to break down their money and how to make that check last the entire time till they got another check. So between that and then I started my career in business lending. And I found that there were these business owners who had great ideas, great talents, but they really had a hard time managing and setting themselves up to be what I call bank worthy, meaning that the banks aren't going to look at them because they haven't set up themselves in a way. So between the two, I started a nonprofit because I was helping so many people And this was one way for me to be able to help them, especially those people who didn't have the money and who couldn't afford to pay me. This was one avenue for me to be able to reach out, help them, and be proactive with it. And then from there, we started getting into, okay, well, you know, why are so many communities struggling financially?
Right.
What's going on? My background is I didn't come from money, but I never needed, meaning that even though I have all the check marks, you know, teenage mother and single parent, all that kind of stuff, my mom provided.
Right.
And she's the first one to show me how to stretch a dollar. And so, you know, that background helped me to be able to, you know, be successful as far as taking care of myself and being financially independent. And so I wanted to share that. So we started different programs. Lisette Llanos Popo is someone who works with me all the time. I drag her into everything that I do, and so we did a lot of outreach to the students to teach them about financial literacy, home ownership, not waiting until we're married. Not that there's anything wrong with it, hubby, but you know, you don't necessarily need that to have, you know, your own home. To, you know, why in this country credit is important.
Right.
Yes.
You know, you have to know how to play the game even if you don't want to be in the game, and that's what we try to teach people, how to be financially independent and how to employability. That's another big challenge to overcome that we have in the VIs.
So you have something every week or once a month where they come together and you do this? Or?
Oh no, before IHOP we would do different projects. We did a TV show with the students. We did an after school program. We would do seminars. We do individual consulting. Since I started IHOP, my time is not mine anymore. Right. So I do different, you know, seminars. I do different presentations. I was at Complex. When they did the Man Up, they had different ladies come in to speak to the young ladies there. And so I'll do different seminars and so forth. So I haven't been full-fledged, but we're starting back up this year to get the word back out there, to try to empower folks, encourage the entrepreneurship, the whole bit.
So your background is in, what's your background?
That's a funny question. So what had happened was, originally it was supposed to be business. I went to the University of Virginia, which is where I graduated from, and at that university, in order to major in business, you had to apply to the business school after you've been at the university for 2 years.
Okay.
So, you know, high school, you know, honor roll, great grades, a whole bit. Well, come to, you know, university level, things were a lot different.
Yes.
For me, and I struggled. So when it's time to apply to business school, I didn't get in. So fire burn up first. I wanted to blow up everything. Not for real, but yeah, for real. I was vexed. But so I decided to major in Spanish, and I took my business classes in Spanish. And so I applied and got a job working in a bank, and that was my start.
Okay.
I started working as a commercial and business lender, which was interesting, being 22, surrounded by a whole bunch of
millionaires,
yeah,
and
majority older white men,
right.
That had lives that didn't look anything like mine. So it was very interesting, but I learned a whole lot. So
okay,
yes, that's my background.
So you mentioned too that you lived in the DC area,
yes.
or was it Maryland?
Yes, well, Maryland is right where we lived in Maryland is right outside of DC.
Yes.
So I could drive into DC in 10 minutes. I could be in Virginia in 15. So that's what I call my second home.
Yeah, we both lived in.
Yeah, I had a many years.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I had a house. I still have it in Upper Marlboro.
Okay. I know the place.
Yeah, my mom has a house in Fort Washington.
Okay.
So you know.
Yeah. I lived there for many years. Many years.
Yes, I love DC. So big up DC.
Yeah, I got tired of the cold weather, man. I moved to Florida.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about moving to Florida. I moved home.
Yeah. Well, I moved to Florida, then I came here, so it's all working out, you know.
Yeah.
So the what's the name of the foundation again?
Strategic Solutions Network.
Okay. Any like website or Facebook kind of thing? People.
No, the website is being revamped right now. We had one up before, but we want to restructure it, so that's under construction right now. Strategic Solutions 1@yahoo.com is our email that we have. So
okay.
And we're 501c3 tax exempt.
Okay. You have a telephone number or that you might want to share, or maybe not?
Sure. 332. That's 340 area code 332-7336.
Okay.
That's for Strategic Solutions Network.
Okay.
Repeat that again one more time.
332-7336.
Do you go out in the communities and do seminars and stuff like that too?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Part of my core is I believe in giving back. I feel like that's how you get blessed, is by blessing others. So I do seminars all the time. We do presentations as much as I can fit into my schedule. I've slowed down on doing the individual consultations because that takes a lot
of time, right?
You know, I have a couple clients I'm working with where I'm helping them to, you know, fix their credit, get on budget, and then to purchase a home. I am a big believer on home ownership, that it's really important for you to have something, whether you keep it and rent it out or you live in it. I just really believe it's important for you to have something that you call your own.
Your own, yeah.
You have a team that work with you with the foundation?
Yes, I do have a team. Like I said, Lisette Llanos Popo leads it, and there are several other people, Dr. Cornelius, and I don't want to start naming folks because then you'll know when you forget.
Yes.
Then there's going to be a problem. So we have several folks that work with us, you know, depending on what project we're working on.
Right.
The next project that we really want to put some energy into is agribusiness. Especially being here in St. Croix,
yes.
It's really important for us to understand the power of being able to grow our own food, not just for our consumption, but also for us to sell to the community and to other communities.
Yeah, we talk about it all the time on the show.
Yes,
we're big on that.
I just got my farmer's license, even though I have to admit I kill everything off the ground. But again, you know, it's part of a collaboration effort. We need everyone to take part of it. So our next big project with Strategic Solutions is trying to get the younger folks to understand the importance and to get them to respect agriculture and to see it in a different light. To make them realize that, you know, agriculture has the opportunity for them as corporate America, as being a doctor, as being anything else.
Yes.
And just to kind of take over St. Croix.
Yeah,
that's right.
When you get closer in on that, you should come back on and talk about it, because we were just talking about that last night. We always talk about how important it is for agriculture here.
Yes.
We tell everybody on the show, throw some seeds out your back window, man, and just let it grow.
Yeah,
man.
it's really, really, and like I said, I mean, even for those of us who, I literally kill a bamboo. I didn't realize it's supposed to be green and not brown. I mean, the chair was brown, so sorry. But nonetheless, it's important. And so my role in it is just to help guide them when it comes to the business aspect and the marketing aspect, and showing and giving it the respect as a business and not just as a mama. And so right now I'm working with Ayana Daniels and some other folks and trying to really get the word out there that this is important, this is critical. I think it's actually a critical piece to St. Croix establishing an economic foundation that doesn't have to rely on somebody else from the outside. It doesn't have to rely on other people telling us, outsiders coming in. It's something we can actually do
and control and own. Yes.
And ship out to other places. And it's really important for us to...
Yeah, we were just talking about the same exact... We didn't say it quite the way you were saying it, but the meaning is the same. I mean, we don't know why they haven't got going on this yet. I mean, it's just times are wasting, man. Times are wasting, you know?
We've been talking to the senators. We've been talking to anybody that will listen to us. I'm going to Puerto Rico. There's a...
how are the senators here? You dealt with them, the new ones? Or
we just started our rounds with the new ones.
Okay, how's that went?
You know, we had a good conversation with one so far, and we're hoping that we're going to push it more than a conversation. I tell folks I'm not a talker. Let's do.
Yes. You like to get done.
Yes. So, you know, now that we've had a conversation, it's time for us to take some action steps. Every meeting, I believe, should have an action step behind it. And so once the action step starts moving forward, then I'll name them and start giving them some big ups. But
that's
okay. All right.
Until then,
that sounds fair. That sounds fair.
Let me ask you this: do you do you do a business plan with the foundation, through the foundations?
Yes.
Okay.
We do business plans. We help out other business owners. In fact, one of my biggest goals is to figure out how to make successful business owners in St. Croix. And so I'm documenting and I'm following my path through Ihop because it's a challenge. And I gotta be honest, if I wasn't from St. Croix, I would not keep Ihop open. it's too much work for not enough, profit. And at the end of the day, my time is valuable.
Right.
But I believe that we need something to succeed. We need something on a global scale to succeed, so that we can prove to everyone, including ourselves, that we can have something that can be of us, from us, and it be successful. So we're on a mission.
That's right. And let's stay on that path.
So and Rock has an IHOP too, right?
They
Oh,
close.
They close. Okay. So were you open at the same time at any point?
No,
or they were closed before?
they closed. In fact, during my financing process.
Okay. Okay.
Lovely. Yeah. Did we mention challenges to overcome? Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
yes. So let me ask you something, Sandra. Do I have representative come down here on a regular to check on you to see what's going on and
Yes.
give you these codes and laws and bylaws you got to follow or stuff like that?
Yeah, they do. They give us. There's certain things that we have to follow, because in the end, I've purchased, or I'm renting, in essence, their name.
Okay.
And so they want to make sure that the pancakes that you guys receive are the same pancakes that they serve in Dubai, in California, in Dominican Republic, all these different countries. We have to serve the same pancakes. But they do give us some, leeway. Hence why we have bush tea and we have salmon and lots of vegan and vegetarian dishes.
And the inclusion secret that you talk about too.
Yes, of course, passion fruit juice. And, all that kind of stuff. We fresh squeeze our lemonade instead of buying it, because, as a people, we prefer our things to be fresh.
Fresh, yes.
So there's some things that we do differently that they allow us in order to service, our population.
Okay.
But the pancakes are all the same.
Yes.
Okay.
You can. I literally have to purchase everything for the pancake from away and bring it here just to make sure it is the exact same.
Yeah. Wasn't there like this week or even last week maybe like National Pancake Day or something like that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yesterday.
Yesterday. Okay.
Yeah. Yesterday was National Pancake Day. Every year we pick a charity. Usually it's something to deal with the children. This year we supported the Women's Coalition, and we're still supporting them. We're going to fundraise until the end of March. They have a youth initiative that support the children that they sponsor and support within Women's Coalition. So yesterday we gave out free pancakes all day long, and all we asked was for a donation.
Okay.
There was no minimum donation. We just wanted a donation, and we gave all the funds to Women's. We will give all the funds to Women's Coalition once we finish collecting it.
Right.
So in the past, we've done Queen Louise. We've done the what's the league? With the kids.
Little League.
Yes, Little League.
And Plastic Little League.
We supported one of the Little Leagues, and so we try to support them with not just raising the funds, but we also give labor. We try to do something with our hands to support the cause again, because I really believe in giving back. So.
Right.
We'll paint. We'll go out there with the bucket brigade, so I have a nice tan from being out in the sun yesterday.
Yeah, when she was out there as I was driving past, I said, "Wait a minute, there's the IHOP." I wasn't quite sure what it was. I knew that I heard there was something going on there, but I didn't realize it was you. I saw somebody there, kind of like directing everybody.
Yeah, it was myself. We had a couple volunteers. We had Miss St. Croix came out.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes,
okay.
I don't want to butcher her name, but Miss St. Croix, Miss Chin.
Okay.
She came out and supported.
And you also had a guy too that was in a costume, right?
Yes, Charlie the Chocolate Chip Pancake.
Okay.
Yes.
Was it hot? Is my question. That's all.
Yeah. So we can't keep him out there too long.
Okay. Yeah. I just drove past and they were out
there. That's IHOP mascot.
Yes, that is our mascot. The Chocolate Chip Pancake.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Everybody keeps saying cookie, but we don't sell cookies. We sell pancakes.
Right.
Okay, I got you.
He does look like a cookie, but it's a pancake.
It's a pancake. Yeah, I saw a guy in a
All
costume.
the kids run up and they go, "The cookie!" We're like, "Yeah, thanks. I spent $1,500 for a pancake."
A pancake costume, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you say who was underneath there?
No. That's top secret.
I'm just messing with you.
Otherwise, next thing you know, they'll be stalked. There they go. Yeah.
Okay. We'll keep it safe, man.
Yes.
So what else? What else are you involved in? I mean, is there anything else that you want to share? I mean,
yes. You know what? I just thought about it when we were talking about the agriculture out there. The other thing I want to put out there is that this marijuana debate. I would like to encourage our population to get on board, Can we not be the last to legalize it? Can we not be the last?
That's where we're headed, Sue. We're going to be the last.
So I just want to put that out there to your listening audience. If you're not familiar with it, please get familiar. There's a reason why there's so many different countries and states that are looking at it, reevaluating it. And for the record, I have never smoked. Preference. But I think it's important for us to understand what's going on with it. I think we need to understand the power of it. I think we need to understand, and we need to move ahead of the game instead of always being retroactive and reactive to it. So
yeah, behind the eight ball.
They keep saying they got to do more studies, Sana. I don't know what more studies they need to do.
I understand why they would want to do studies, but in the meantime, there's still enough evidence to support certain causes and certain. And I understand that you don't want to just leave it out there, and you don't want to have people being careless with it. But on the flip side, we need to understand that we don't need to be careless with anything.
That's right.
Don't be careless with your fat. Don't be careless with the sugar. Don't be careless with all kinds of other things that are legal.
Right.
And we overconsume.
Exactly.
So we need to be careful when it comes to educating the children. Do the same thing with alcohol. Like I said, I love to partake in a nice glass of wine. So if you partake in marijuana, then you need to educate, just as I would educate my little 2-year-old. That's mommy's glass. That's not yours.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
That's I don't mean to belittle it, but it is real.
What it is. Exactly.
And we need to start not pretending.
Because our thing, Sana, was that we don't want it to be for the normal Joe to just be walking down the street smoking a cigarette.
Right.
You understand me? No, we that's not what we're talking about. You understand? We're talking about responsibility. And
do it in the privacy
of your home, and not to worry about authorities coming and kicking in your door while you are home.
It's personal responsibility, and I know that this might be a far reach, but I hear this all the time when it comes to finances and credit cards and so forth. All the kids say, my parents said, don't get no credit card, don't use no credit card. Is credit card the issue? Is it you not knowing how to use it?
Exactly.
And it's the same thing, and I guess it goes back to discipline. And I'm a firm believer that we need to teach and practice better discipline and spread that across the board. And then we wouldn't have so many ignorant conversations about hemp and marijuana and so forth if we understood discipline and we understood how that needs to be applied across the board, period.
Definitely.
What are your thoughts on hemp? I mean, you're in favor of it? And
I got my farmer's license, so let me know.
Okay.
Okay.
I am in favor of it. Again, number one, I'm a businesswoman. And so I understand opportunity, and I understand that what happens when we don't seize it and we allow other people to
come
do it.
in. That's right.
There's a store in Hawaii, and I'm sure there's more than one. But I walked into the store when I went to Hawaii years ago, and this entire store, all their products and the store was made out of hemp. So I'm talking about the walls. I'm talking about the shirts, the products. I mean, the lotions. I mean, everything was made out. And so
she's in like just hundreds of products.
Yes, in this store in Hawaii, and it's all made out of hemp.
Yes.
Okay.
And so, I mean, books. I just, you name it, and they found a way to use this plant to create different things that are not toxic to the earth.
It's 225 products it produced after you take it down. That's just the waste byproduct.
And I don't even know the stats. I just know the shop.
Yes, I
just went into the shop, and I'm just from the outside looking in.
Exactly.
I see. I went in the shop, and I didn't buy it because it was hemp. I bought it because I liked it.
Yes,
that's right.
Yeah.
As a consumer, I bought it because I liked it, and so that's what we need to get past some of these stigmas
that they hold up.
Right, and we need to educate ourselves so that we realize that. It's not just the Rastaman and the Kana doing it. It's something that we all need to.
And so that's the biggest issue because they put it with the Rastaman, but then when you look at it, who is making the billions of money right now? It ain't the Rastaman that's making those money right now.
And in the States, let's be real. I'm not going to put my friends out there, but I've been to many a party with many a special room, many a special basement of professionals who partake.
Of course.
Indulge. So again, it goes back to the whole concept of
responsibility.
Yeah, responsibility, being disciplined, and understanding from a community standpoint, even again, and I always put the disclaimer out there, I've never smoked it. But again, we have to understand that just because I've never done it doesn't mean that I need to regulate what somebody else does.
That's right.
It doesn't mean that I get to limit. Because don't come to my house and tell me that I can't have my glass of wine.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, DC legalized it too. I don't know if you've been kind of keeping up on that stuff. DC just legalized it too. That's big for DC, man.
Yeah.
I wish I was there now for that. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I mean, again, and it's going back to what I said before, is that at some point, you know, we have such rich culture, we have such a rich atmosphere here, and I'm not sure why we don't embrace it. I don't know why we feel that we have to be the last ones to do something.
Yeah. So you believe that, you know, I mean, if you could, you could put up a hemp factory here and get some products going.
You about to have some hemp pancakes in a minute. I mean, you know, I really feel that don't limit ourselves. You know, don't limit yourself, because I limited myself and what I could do.
Right.
You know, because I was willing to take a risk. You know, I've been able to employ people. I've been able to make an impact.
Yes, that's right.
And it wasn't because I'm so brilliant or so smart. It's just because I decided not to be held back by fear.
Right.
And so the things that I didn't know, I ask a question. There's a lot I don't know. Big up to Felicia, you know, White. She, you know, is one of my mentors. And we're the same age, but she's still my mentor because I've never owned a restaurant before.
Right.
And so she shares knowledge. I think we need to get to that. We need to share knowledge. We need to support each other. And I can go on a whole tangent. You can tell me.
You can keep going. You can keep going. Yeah, but that is the fullness of this whole thing, Sana. Because if I went through something, why would I want to go? Why would I want to put you through it when I could avoid you from going through that? So show me what I have to do so I don't have to avoid that same pitfall that I did. And then so we could go forward and build on that. But it seems like nobody wants to do that no more. You know, like everybody keeps saying, well, I've been through it, so you got to go through it. No, I don't have to go through it if you already been there.
No, I tell folks all the time is that if you burn your finger on the fire, I don't need to test the fire.
I don't need to test
you.
Exactly.
Yeah, it burn you hot. Yes, you're right.
So you'll show me what I need to do not to get burned.
Right.
And to move forward to the next level.
And then on the other side, I think we need to actually do. There are so many conversations that I had. There are so many, you know, round tables that I had. And at some point, like I said, I'm not having any meetings that don't have an action
to it. That's right.
None.
That's right.
If there's an action step after it, then there's no need. I can converse by myself. I can.
So how do you find the meetings here when you go out and you're having these meetings? I mean, you know.
I implement it. I mean, I don't mean to be the boss of you, but when I go to a meeting, I make it clear that there needs to be an action step.
Okay.
And you know, I hope I'm not called names because of it, but I just really believe that, you know, some people might call me all kinds of names, but when you have these meetings, even when I have a meeting with my staff, if they have a meeting with me, because I have an open door policy, so they're allowed to say, Sana, I didn't like how you spoke to me. I didn't like how this was done, without fearing that their job is in jeopardy.
Right.
But at the end of the meeting, I need them to tell me, well, what do you need me to do?
From here on
forward.
Yes.
So if you didn't like how I said it, how do you want me to speak to you so that we can be productive? And the flip side, if I have a meeting with my staff members and I say, hey, you know, we need to improve here, or you're doing awesome here. Okay, what are we going to do to continue you doing better, or what are we going to do to help you change so that you can be better? Again, action steps. You know, that's how we learn and evolve. So.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the more important keys to anything that you're going to do, because a lot of us sit here and meet, but at the end of the day we have 6 meetings for a whole year and
where's the progress?
No progress has been done. You understand me? So that is a key point.
Yes.
When you have these meetings, there's an action plan to take after the meeting.
Right.
You come back, you follow up, make sure it's taken, and then we go forth to the next steps.
And baby steps. You know, the reality is that everything's not going to be a grand
overnight
step. Yeah,
exactly.
But we can take baby steps. Yes. We can, you know, have a forward movement at some point.
Granny said one cocoa full of basket, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else that you wanted to share?
I could talk all day long.
Well,
Leo,
it's about 8:50. I mean, we can go, maybe 9:15, and just another 15, 20 minutes. I mean, do you want to touch on anything, related to IHOP or your foundation? We can kind of move on.
I'm going to touch on one thing since it's on. Look, since you give me the free mic and I have an audience. One thing I would like to bring up. One of the challenges that I've been facing since opening is on our work ethic. Again, I gave you guys the background. Both of my parents are hard workers. That's all I know.
Right.
So they didn't say anything, but I just saw them.
You saw them do it, exactly.
There it is. Exactly. And so one of the challenges that we're running into at the store, and even through the nonprofit when we're doing these trainings, is that the work ethic and how we conduct ourselves is quite challenging as a community. When we go someplace, we are expecting, just an awesome experience, a number 10 service, but yet we are unable to do it. And so I really would like our community, and I would like to put a charge out there to our communities to step up. If you know you like a certain level of customer service, if you know you like to be treated some way, learn how to do it. Learn how to come to work and be not just on time, be a few minutes early. Learn how to work for yourself and not for the person that you're working for. Take pride in your work. I did my last year or something of high school in Maryland, and I had to tell these people all the time, you can laugh at me, but I got promoted. I got recruited from McDonald's to Popeyes. If I don't know, Popeyes is like Kentucky for those that don't know. And why? Is because of my work ethic.
Yes.
It's silly, but again, I was taught to work, to represent myself and my family. And that's just a challenge now, is that, the work ethic.
Why do you think is that like a cultural thing, or
something happened here?
Okay. I don't know what it was, but
something happened.
It get fell off somewhere. I don't know what happened, but
something happened. It's universal. It's not just the locals either. It's people who come from the mainland and come here. They fall into it. It's not just people of color.
It's the vacation mentality.
I don't know if it's a vacation, because when I'm on vacation, I'm pleasant and I'm happy.
Yeah, but this is the same. Me and Kim have this conversation every day. Mm-hmm. It's like I live in New York nearly 30 years. So when I moved back here in 2009, it was like, damn, I went back into like the 1800s immediately. Okay, and business is supposed to open 8 o'clock. You reach to the door 5 to 8. They still ain't open. I can't function like this. This is driving me crazy.
And I can't either.
I don't know how and as you say, how we get to this point. For me, my dad was a carpenter, so this man, he had to be to work for 7 o'clock. It's 5:30 in the morning. He there by the gate, park up and done waiting. So that was always in my blood. I don't know. So it's like I'm living in America now. That even make it even worse.
Yeah.
Everything had to be on time. This is 7 o'clock. It's 7 o'clock.
Yeah. Right.
People here around, it's cruising time. It's cruising time.
When I call a business 8:05
I
in the
have to
morning.
pause you on a cruising time, because I tell you, we start in a moment, and that's my people, and my people are prompt and timely. So no, I ain't calling it cruising time. No, words are important. Cruising time would be on time.
Okay. Well, you're the first to have said that.
We have to take over. Yeah. We have to realize that and not put this negative energy on us. It's not of us. That's cruising time is on time.
On time.
Yes, a cruising work ethic is a good work ethic.
Yes. Because I have
tell you so. I am one of those rare breeds where both sides can go back generations from here. So I am like I told you, I'm sensitive about my people.
Okay. Yeah. Let me ask you another question too, as we're just kind of talking here. I think in the paper today there was something about tips.
Oh yeah.
There was something the new I don't know if you saw this.
Yes, and Thomas was blind that they're not gonna have tips. So
there's something to do with tips, and the agency here is going to be clamping down on. I don't know exactly what it says.
It's not a mandatory tip.
It's not a mandatory tip.
Yeah.
But then again, too.
But do you think that when someone comes to your establishment, they should leave a tip at a certain percentage?
I do. We do have a, let me tell you our policy and then I'll jump into my personal thought process on it. Our policy is that for guests of 5 people or more, there's a 15% surcharge / gratuity that's added to the 5 people or more.
Okay. So that's automatically in the bill. That's
yes, we will add it 5 people or more.
Okay.
But just because you don't have 5 people, I still think you should tip according to service.
Yes.
And even with the 5 people or more, if one of my servers, which is what we call our waiters, wait staff, if they don't hold up to their side of the bargain, then no, I'm not going to enforce the 15%.
Okay.
But the servers, the wait staff, they only make a couple dollars an hour. That's what people don't realize. Their money is what you give them. That's how they make their money.
Right.
So their job, that's why I always tell my the guests, my customers that come in, you let them treat you how you want because you're paying their salary.
That's right.
If you want it fast, tell them you want it fast. If you want to smile, make them smile. I mean, I know that it sounds funny, but that's what we have to do.
That's
we
right.
have to hold people accountable for what we want.
Yes.
You should not be paying for something that, you know, if you're not getting the service that you want. And trust and believe that server is going to learn very quickly that they either need to step it up or this is not the job for them.
Yeah, that's right. Because the earning potential is great.
I mean, I did one of the competitions I do for the staff is that for the servers, they win a certain competition. We work almost every weekend. I'll come in and I'll work their weekend shift. So I'll work the Saturday or Sunday and they get to stay home. All my tips that I make go to them. So one time of all shifts, one of the servers said she won the contest after work her 4 a.m. shift. For those that don't know me, I don't do anything before 9 a.m. Anything, okay? And so there I am, 4 a.m. And I worked maybe 6 to 8 hours for her.
Right.
And made almost $150 cash.
Yeah, you know, you give good service, people are going to give you a tip.
That's crazy. I've never in my life had a job like that. I'm like, whoa, what did I go to school for? I should have just been.
You give.
You know.
Yes.
It's just, and so going back to what he's bringing up, Commissioner Carrington, I think it's important that we understand that it shouldn't be mandatory for the sake of being mandatory, but I do feel that there should be a different angle to it as far as, you know, service is challenging here. We're in the Caribbean and we tend to want to cater to tourists, but we don't know how to do it. And so that gratuity is something to incentivize people who are in the industry to step up their game and to give the gratuity at that point. You know, on the flip side, I remember serving and on waiting on people, and they're like, "You're the best in the world," and they leave nothing, not even a dollar.
Yes,
and again, it's you showing appreciation for the service.
Right.
If you don't want to tip, then don't go to a sit-down restaurant. Go to a fast food restaurant. You know,
got you.
That's I mean, I'm absolutely biased on it, but
but how do you guys do your tips there? Do you you know, waiter A gets a $5 tip? Is that his or
that's
gets
all theirs?
Okay,
I don't even take out. Yep, if you put on a credit card, I don't even take out my credit card fees out of them.
No, but I mean, like all the tips are put in a basket.
No,
and it's divided up among everyone.
Individual tips. Each restaurant's different.
Each
restaurant's different because you know, some restaurants they'll take out some fees out of the tips. They'll take out whatever. My thing is that I want my staff to make as much money as they can because the happier they make my customers, my guests, the better I'm ultimately will do in the end.
Yes.
And so we do everything possible to make sure they are armed with the resources to provide the best service possible. So if they mess up, then they messed up on their own.
Right. So you in your hiring process, you spend like maybe a couple days on this kind of customer service stuff.
Couple days? You're cute.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
let me tell you, the embarrassing thing of it all is that when we open, most stores do 2 weeks of training. I not only paid extra for 4 weeks of training, I did a 6-week training course before we opened, and I paid to have them come back again. Okay. So our training is ongoing. We literally have reinforcement. When you first get hired, you train for 2 weeks just on learning how to do the job, why it's important, what professionalism is.
Yes.
Every position that I hire has at least 2 interviews that they have to go through. If you do not smile in your interview, you won't even make it to me. That's straight up. It's one of the check marks. If you are not smiling, don't even bother send them to me for the second interview. It's just
So you see
that's
some
my other thing. When did we forget to smile? That's another joke we have internally. It's okay to be happy, folks. I promise you.
Yes, I. Too much screw face.
Yeah, no man. Then you get wrinkles and stuff. No,
yes.
smile, enjoy.
Yeah, that's good, man. Yeah, because the other thing too with this whole thing of customer service, it's across the board. It's at restaurants, but even when they finally get these big hotels opened here,
It's
this
a
whole thing
true
of
challenge.
whole thing
We
of customer
still
service.
have
These places are
challenges.
literally going to fail
Yes.
or do good based on customer service.
Right.
Yep.
The amount of energy we put into training and customer service is ridiculous. It's beyond. It's mind-boggling. I don't know why it's so difficult for us to deliver great customer service. Again, I mean, I'm from here. Yes, I've traveled all over, so I have different experiences. But I feel like my core and what I learned and what made me is from here.
That's right.
So I'm at a loss for words as to why we are unable to, provide a great service. Why do we not know how to differentiate between giving great service and servitude?
Yes.
And for those that don't know, servitude is where you may be a slave to somebody.
Yeah,
but providing service is something you choose to do.
Yes.
It's something that you are empowered to do.
Yeah,
that's right.
And we have a hard time differentiating the two.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a real struggle with that.
Yeah. Customer service here is
to me is a vacation mode kind of mentality.
Yeah.
No man, on vacation, I tell you, I'm happy.
Because it's like wow, man.
Everybody's like la 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 la. I'm on vacation.
I'm the work
la, la,
10
la.
to 8, quarter to 8, 20 to 8. I'm calling the businesses that are supposed to open at 8 o'clock, 5 after 8, and the phone just rings and rings and rings. I say, well, no, what's going on?
And I had an experience too.
Well, maybe the phone ain't working, because that's a whole other story.
So,
I had an experience
it
too.
happens on a regular. So
Yeah, I had an experience too where I went to a store that opened up at 10 and I got there, waited, no one showed up. 10, 15 minutes, I left. I came back like at 11 and it still wasn't open. And I'm like,
that is
no, nothing to tell you. Well, today I'm going to be a little late. Nothing. It's just like okay, whatever,
I'm on vacation in St. Croix.
Well, you can vacation at Ihop. We open 7 a.m.
Okay.
on the dot.
Okay, man.
I like that.
So I guess you're here and you say you could talk for another hour. What are your thoughts on, we have a new governor and we got some new senators. Any thoughts on that? I think these guys are probably not doing a good job so far from what I read. I mean, I'm pissed, man. I'm just like, because...
Well, I mean, it's only
It's too early.
March.
It's only too much.
Yeah,
it's only too much, my brother.
It's only March.
Just take it easy. Just take it easy. Just get it
all
up.
indications here are heading down that road. I mean, let's stop here and reevaluate. Maybe we could back up, maybe 5 miles as opposed to 500 miles. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm frustrated.
It's a little early to be frustrated for me.
People got high salaries. I can't even get a raise. I'm frustrated, man.
A raise? At least you're getting paid. I've been volunteering 8 hours a week for 5 years now.
Yes.
I'm over it. Just for the record, I'm over that part.
Yes.
As far as the change of scenery, as far as politics, one, I don't do politics, and I don't do it because I feel like there's, when I say do politics, I don't get into the banter of it all, because everybody has a price to pay. Mm-hmm. And I tell folks that when you run for office, you have a price to pay. So, how much is your price? How much is it going to hurt everybody else? That's the question.
How much you're going to sell your soul
Right.
for?
How much does it cost? I think it's a little early. Again, we've only been 2 months into the administration, so... it's a little
I thought
early.
it was 3. This is March.
No, March just started, which is my birthday month. Big up to me, March 21st.
Oh, really?
All
Wow.
right.
Yeah.
I'm on March 25th, man.
Oh,
Whoa.
yeah, see?
man.
So I'm celebrating from a couple of days ago.
We got a big show that night, too, Sue.
Yeah.
And I said
21st?
perfect, the 25th.
25th.
Yeah, we got a big show that night, man.
Got you. I'm not going to work on my birthday, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's one day taken off.
Yeah, no, if I have burns down, call the fire department. Take good notes and let me know.
Let you know what happened.
What
Okay,
happened.
all right,
Yeah,
cool.
but I think it's early. I'm hopeful that the administration makes some decisions that are beneficial for the community at large. I think often, when folks get in there, one, the power gets to their head. Two, they start making decisions. Yeah, that head starts blowing up. They start making decisions that are, beneficial for a select few and not for the masses.
Yes.
And so, if I were to give my 2 wishes, that would be it. I'm a budget queen, so that's another thing. I would really, really like us to address the fact that
we need to curtail our spending and start to bring in revenues to see where revenues could come from.
Yeah, we really, really need to address that, and we need to address it in a big way and in a realistic way, because if you ran your household, if you ran your business like how our government has been running, none of us would be here.
No, so
we wouldn't. So we need to make some adjustments.
Definitely.
I'm hoping that the leaders are listening. I'm hoping that as a community we are listening.
That's the whole thing.
And we understand and realize that it's up to us to hold them accountable to what all the promises they made. Now, the reality of the situation is that they can't uphold all the promises. That's the real world. But let's pick a few things and keep some fire. Yeah, keep some fire underneath them. Like, no man, this can be done. It should be done.
This have to be changed. Yes.
Yes. So that's my short story on politics.
Okay. So no comment on potholes.
Welcome to the VI. I live in a rainforest and I can't even get my phone to work. Let's start there.
Well, we got to get a tower. I'm big on telecommunications. When I hear Governor Mapp saying that he watches Netflix and it's real fast, and I'm like,
he got a special
connection in his house.
VIP.
Okay.
Because the layman don't get that.
So where we live, we can't even get the internet properly. We have to get like a connection and connect to this and that.
To that from a next thing.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I keep saying, Sana. I leave from New York to go to California. My phone works. I drive from Diamond Ruby and I go to Point Udall and I can't get a phone service.
You can't get a signal.
And yesterday they're telling us we have a 911 state-of-the-art facility. What sense does it make we have a 911 state-of-the-art facility and I can't call them from a certain point? So what good is that doing me? So it's like, I don't know. It's
backwards.
We have some challenges. I'm a big defender. There are some pros and cons. And when you decide to move back home, there are some things that you have to
make up your mind. This is how it's going to be.
But on the flip side of it, I do feel that we are empowered to make some changes. So if we want things to be different, then we need to start.
We need to voice it and start.
We need to start doing things to make it different. So if it is that we want the services. Innovative have my full name on, because they know that I am not going to tolerate the fact that I'm paying for service that is not working.
No kidding, that's right.
I don't live in a third world country. Don't make me feel like that. And so, I gonna wear them down before they wear me down.
Yes.
That's my thought process, because again, this is my home. And I feel like we should, make sure that we preserve it and not knock it, not downplay it, but we need to make sure that we're doing what we can to be part of the solution and not one of the complainers.
Right.
Okay, man. Our guest tonight is Sana Joseph Smith. She is a St. Croix business entrepreneur, owner, manager, CEO, CFO of Ihop here in St. Croix. And also she is the same title of her foundation, which is
Strategic Solutions Network, Inc.
Okay, man. That's it right there, man. So, anything else?
No, thanks for having me.
Okay.
I appreciated the opportunity to chat with you. I didn't know what I was getting into.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. My husband's an officer. He's like, where you going? I'm not going to mention what the last text was. I'll say that. So, but he made me make sure I was protected. So, yeah. If y'all see people walking by, it's okay.
So just tell everybody, give us, the inside scoop on IHOP and the numbers and all that stuff, and then your foundation. And
let me ask you something.
Sure.
I could call IHOP to make a reservation.
Yes. If you have parties of 7 or more, you can make reservations. If it's less than that, you can come on in.
Okay.
We have a fishbowl area that we offer for meetings. We don't charge for meetings as long as you patronize the business.
Right.
Then you can come in and have your meetings there without any charge. Just call us ahead of time. Make sure no one else is using it.
Okay.
We have Kids Eat Free on Thursday. Contact the store for all the details. But basically, it's 1 adult per child.
Right.
No, you cannot drop off all your kids and leave.
Hey man,
Say that again,
I got a
say that
question.
again, say
I'm
that.
gonna
If
drop
you
my
cannot
kids
drop
off.
off all your kids and leave, please know that we want you to stay with them. Thank you.
All right.
So
Yeah.
I guess you're saying that because someone obviously tried to do that, right?
How'd you know?
Yeah, that is
How'd you
funny.
know?
That's real funny. That's
Yes,
real,
and then we have a specialty kids night once a month where the kids get to play games, and we have superhero and they can dress up. Look out for the wine and dine that's coming up on March 27th. That's a Friday. It is
Okay.
limited. We're only doing 20 seats. It's a
Okay.
4-course dinner for that one, and just look out for all the fun stuff. Oh yeah, how can I forget? Sheila's gonna kill me. 50-cent wing nights. That's starting on March 10th. We're going to have wing nights where you can get wings for 50 cents and all kinds of fun stuff going on in the store. We have different flavors. So just coming out, we have something for everybody. We have, even for the vegans, I got a friend that is a vegan. We got a special pot for the vegans and vegetarians. Anything that we have on the menu that is meat, we can turn into a vegetarian option.
Okay. Do you have any vegetarian pancakes or anything like that? How that works?
No, we the pancakes, they do have
Okay.
dairy in
All
them.
right,
So
okay.
if
Just checking, just checking.
depending on how deep you are,
Just
you know,
checking.
where the pancakes do have dairy
okay.
in it. But we have other things, you
All
know,
right.
fresh salad every day, fresh fruit, all that
Right.
kind of good stuff.
Okay.
And we have salmon and tilapia for those that eat fish. So
Okay.
we got a little bit of something for everybody.
Everybody.
Oh, and a thank you. I gotta say thank you to my staff for trying their best and sticking it out, because folks sometimes are really rough on us, but we are trying. I gotta say thank you to our customers, our guests that come in, especially our regulars, because they really help us to do better. I tell the customers, they're the ones that have kept us in business. They're the ones that keep us on our toes. And you know, we really encourage the feedback, because you can't get better unless somebody tells you.
Yeah.
So I just want to thank them and thank my family and friends for just, you know, helping us and
Right.
supporting us, because the road has been filled with challenges to overcome, and we're still, you know, plotting, and we're gonna get there. So thanks to everybody.
It's in the morning when you open up. Are you there at 7 o'clock or you leave somebody
Remember,
else?
nothing before
Oh,
9 o'clock.
Okay. All right, cool.
No, most of the time, no. The first year it was like that, but
No, you kind of back off and you could.
yeah, I come in later
Okay.
because you know your body.
Of course.
I'm working on the whole wellness and the balance. I have not gotten it yet. Trying to figure out how to balance that and balance
Okay.
the schedule. I used to be in there. In fact, I've had some 24-hour days working in there. So we're trying to
Ease
back
back
off
on
of
that.
that.
So let me ask you a silly question here. So when you say you're working, I mean, are you the chef?
I do any and everything.
Okay, so you're the chef and you're also managing the
I
whole
don't,
staff.
I don't like to cook. So if I'm in the kitchen, it's because I love my customers and I'm trying to get you your food.
Okay.
So I end up in there. In fact, my husband does the laundry, so I'm putting all our business out there, hun. But and he gets vexed because I'll come home and they have grease stains, and then you got to soak it and do all kind of thing with it. So I'm in there a whole lot. But you know, I'm a firm believer that, you know, if you want to be successful, you got to learn how to do everything.
Yes. yes.
And so I know how to do everything in the store. So when I come in, you never know what I'll end up doing at that day. If it's dishes, cooking, you know, helping on the floor. Yesterday I did everything. Yesterday was just one of those days where I was, at some point I was managing, at some point I was taking tables, at some point I was cooking, at some point I was washing dishes.
Right.
But you got to do what you got to do.
That's
so.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I wash dishes.
Oh no, not me. The only thing that I like doing, you know, worse than washing dishes is cooking. Ooh. Nah. Sorry. We gotta know your strong points. That's not mine.
Chief chef at Ihop in St. Croix here.
Yeah, no, not me.
Okay. So I guess that's it, right? We think we covered everything.
I think so. I mean, thanks again for having me. Thanks for bringing me out here and let me run my mouth. And
yeah. Well, thank you. I knew that you were going to be a good interview when I met you. You seem not to be shy to camera. A lot of people still are. But
you're still running around.
looking at it.
Yeah.
But
I have good company. I'm actually looking at the young lady. You guys can see her, so I'm like,
it don't bite. The camera don't bite.
yeah, it's.
She promised to tell me if I got greasy, so I hope I'm not greasy.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
All right, so I guess tonight is Sana Joseph Smith. She's a St. Croix business entrepreneur, St. Croix IHOP, and the
Strategic Solutions Network, Inc.
okay, that's her foundation. as well. I want to say thank you for coming out and spending some time with us. You know, when you got something coming up again, I guess in April, or there was an event that you said that at the time I thought it was a great idea to have you come back. Was it something that you were talking about there? I forget. It'll come to me.
Right.
When you mentioned it, I thought that'd be a good time for you to come back in and talk about that, but I can't remember exactly what it was.
Was it the wine tasting?
No, because that's just
right here.
That's just right here. But it was something that she said.
Oh, I think you said the agribusiness. You mean the one?
Yes,
with the
exactly.
kids?
That's
Yes.
it. Yes, when that gets a little further along. Because,
Okay,
Yeah,
yes.
that's what I was talking about. Coming back
Gotcha.
and talking about that.
Not a problem.
Yeah, definitely coming back and talking about that. Thank you for helping me remember that there.
No problem. I got you. I'll be your assistant. You know?
And there was something there.
Maybe I get paid then.
Hey, man. So I guess, Soup, man, any final words, man?
Sanak, thank you.
Thank
Continue
you.
do what you're doing. Rastafari guide and protect. One perfect love.
Yeah, we like to say one perfect love is our prayers and his blessings, man. When you put it all together, you get one perfect love. That's it. We got a guest tomorrow night, Thursday. Author Gary James will be back again doing his every other week segment, Black Politics 2.0. I think he's up to part 8, I believe it is. So he's just continuing on in this grand conversation. This grand conversation. So he'll be back tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. On that note, man, we're out. And everybody have a good night. Peace.